Son of a bitch!
That's me.
Your guy.
That's me.
Alright.
That's me.
Okay, I've got 3 here. So the first one, no title, but goes out to essentially anyone that's been in a long distance relationship or a long distance situation. We are not a we. We are a you and you. Careening back and forth down the broken sidewalk, every pore numb from the cold, and 5 whiskey gingers, I remember our first nights together. Your clear eyes full and wanting, not for my bosom, but for me. This. I, in the oblivion of post-traumatic heartbreak, fell into the curve of your chest, eagerly wanting you to hold my breast, and I confess, you were good. Too good. Word is a tricky fucker, especially when spoken, and you had broken the boundless self-doubt, suspicion, and restlessness of 6 months apart, the care of a knowing eradicated by your fleeting freak show of a heart. I awake from this pathetic mental catharsis to that soft curve of your chest turned away from me, a shield to my perceptive care, a rampart to my ecstatic orgasm, a barricade to my rare devotion, but you convinced me to return. To dismiss the inevitable deterioration of that yearn just so that you could remind yourself of what home feels like. But I am not a souvenir. I returned to a consumer's gaze, seeking temporary retail therapy, and to me, you were a priceless heirloom. We are not a we. The next one's a little cheesy and self-indulgent, but you know. I may not know of love and the captivity it creates, but I do know of ache. Peeking through sunglasses stained with dirt, I gaze at the men passing. Keeping my eyes forward, I watch as they assess every inch of my flesh, every imagined inch that is dreamed through the layers of these clothes. Such cowardice. These glances are not pure. They are not assessing the Nietzschean implications of a Rothko painting, but rather the potential centrifugal force of my breasts in motion, bouncing atop their pathetic excuse for manhood. I must hush. These deeply embedded feminist frustrations are the manifestation of elation when I remember you, and how I was that Rothko. And little do these men know how the ability to penetrate lies beyond the glance, beyond the senses, how the electricity of space can cause the gravity of separation to feel eternal, how the tone of one's voice can cause an erection more eruptive than the sunrise, how the mere flesh of another can cause a stammer and need to be sedentary. This is what I know love to be. It does not linger on bar stools or call on those convenient, belligerent evenings. It does not mislead for the purpose of momentary orgasmic release. It is a beast. Torturous and uncertain, feeding on the flesh of those who know the disgrace of those meat-hungry glances, and it dances with hope. With a longing to know that one will not be forever stuck to cope with 3 glasses of wine and the occasional fuck with meaningless swine. It floats above the clouds of cigarette smoke, illuminating each enamored stare and trying to let that one someone, anyone know that you are there and I know that you are there. We stand together, feeling our bones sinking into the carpet, willing to strip ourselves bare just so that our other is aware. But what is the use? Why must we put up with pedantic, unrequited abuse? This is a sham. I'll be fucking damned to see another woman of power, courage, and strength be strung out to such lengths as to bear your fucking child to keep you. And so I dare you, prowlers of the vulnerable, feeders of the supposed meek, to bear yourselves and seek to find your Rothko. All right, and this last one's called Sick Girl. This is a love letter to the one who's never received a love letter. This is a crown to the one shackled by the tyranny of self-hatred. This is hope to the one who's given up the fight. To you, sick girl. Laying on a gurney, fluorescent lights arresting your pupils, you've woken up. You can still taste your last purge despite the anesthesia, and your heartbeat echoes on the monitor slowly, barely. The white walls remind you of the endorphin-filled bliss of your last purge. Nothing but nothingness. And the doctor walks in. He tells you that you had a stroke. That your potassium was below 2 when you hit the floor of your high school English classroom. Your mother, fetally curled in the corner, hysterical, asking herself endlessly, why? Your father, too ashamed to look at you, not there, never there. Your sister, refusing to see you in the hospital because this isn't a disease. This is a choice. Your brother doesn't even know. Your therapist refusing to continue treatment because there is nothing more she can provide for you. Your friends haven't talked to you in months, and all you can think to yourself is, at least my stomach is empty. Sick girl, this is not about food. You do not deserve emptiness. You deserve to be full, and the world begs for your wholeness, for your passions and your love. The world seeks to see the ladder to your dreams, not the ladder of your ribcage. We wish to measure your success by the lies you've changed and not the pounds that have kept you chained. Your future love will count the freckles on your neck and not the calories you've consumed. We wait to watch you bloom. And I know it is hard to listen when your mind is a cacophony of shame-filled slurs and horrific planning, but please, sick girl, look at your mother. Remember when you were a child, your only worries being the color of your jello and the restlessness of recess arriving. See that child, sick girl. You are that child, sick girl. Speak to that child, sick girl. Talk to that child the way you talk to yourself now, sick girl. Talk to that child the way you talk to yourself now, sick girl. Realize that you are silent.